Welcome to Trading Lounge and the S&P 500. Starting on the daily chart, there's not much change yet, and we haven't really been triggered into any short trades or long trades. But let's just go in and go over what we have so far. So, in a nutshell, from this wave 4 here, we've got wave 1 and 2, and we're looking for 5 waves up as intermediate wave 3 here. And from wave 4 we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're looking for wave 5 here. I thought psychologically we would end up at 2,500 here. We did have a sharp move down through here when Amazon reported 25% less than expected in their earnings. Not that it sort of shattered Amazon at all, but yeah, so we're left in a situation where quite close to a top. Let's just drill in a little bit further from the daily into wave 4. So from 4-hour chart, from wave 4 here, we're looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 3 and 4, and counting this up here as wave 5. So it's really quite possible that we've got a top in play here. I know that the Dow Jones spiked up to the 22,000 area. Let's just have a little quick look at that for a moment, so we can see the Dow Jones does feel like it's got another 3-4 here, but we've had that sort of sharp move up and come, but that's outside the cash market area, but it does complete a wave count as such at that point. But the S&P here didn't spike up and was very sort of sluggish at this stage. Now, when I'm working with, say, this medium level here, I always drop down below the next two, the next degree of structure of levels below. And in that case, we've got group 2 here, and then 2,500, then group 1 here, 10, 20, 30. So what we normally find is that if this area here is supported by group 2, the market, then it can still be pushed up. It's really only when this group 2 here becomes a resistance here, and it's not really a resistance yet. It's stuck to it. It's stuck in there, and if anything, it's got support on 24.72, the 72, the pivot within group 2 here, with group 2 65, 72 and 80. So it's got support there. So I wouldn't short it above 72. I would short it as a retested resistance of 72, especially when it's spent so much time in here at this stage. So this is resistance here when it was here, but it never made a new low, wasn't triggered by a new low here. So that's what we would need to trigger here, and we can look at this. So it's a bit of a rock and hard place, because I know psychologically it really would like to get to here. And I could probably, as you know with the charts, bend the wave count to get to there. But it's important that, I do my best to do the count on the futures and on the cash market and come to a conclusion on it. And the conclusion is that every wave being accounted for this is in place here. So we can certainly move down from here. I just don't have any evidence of that, and we certainly don't have a trigger at that point for this as well. On the 1-hour chart here, just bear with me a second while I just sort of get it into perspective a little bit. So the 1-hour chart here, we've seen the sharp drop here, and but we'd also, we would basically, from this wave 4 here to up to here, we've got 5 waves in there. It wasn't, a strong 5th wave or anything, but it did take the top of wave 3 out here, so that's sufficient. And the move up through here, I keep looking at the cash market on this first leg here, unless I've got it wrong, and this is because that first little leg moving up there is in 3 waves. So maybe, this is an A wave and a B wave here and a C wave at this point here, and then I need to work it up from this point. And that's fine. I mean, especially if we make if we get support, well, if technically if this top gets taken out here, then that's going to confirm that there would, if that gets breached in any way here, then we know that we'll be going further up at that point. But until that happens, there is a chance for it, and this is what I'm pointing out, for it to move down from here. So I'm looking really at this as something of this nature here. I mean, technically that would be the correct way to look at it, as an A wave here in 3 waves. There's no doubt about that. And then the B wave here, and then looking for this move up through here. Even if it had one more little spike here, but didn't take out that high here and then drop back down here, then I'd still be in that. So yesterday when we spoke, we looked at this green line here, well, under here, and then we've moved it up under here. We have talked about if the 72 or the 2470 becomes the retested resistance, then we can look to short it at that stage there as well. That will help confirm it. What we do need to be a little bit aware of is that even though I've got it as a bearish move here, we can also, if I have to take it from this point here, I've taken it from here to get this 61.8% mark. It can still come down here and then still move up from that point there as well. So it does make a little bit of a problem. But if the 2470 becomes a retested resistance, then we've got our short trade from there. I'm just going to go into the tick chart here. This is 20 ticks here, but this is 100 ticks. So I've just bring this back in here a bit. So from, just to sort of point out to you, from this low here, I've gone over every single little structure in here on the 100 tick, and also viewed it on the 20 tick as well, working both of them to get to an understanding that I've actually got wave 5 of 5 sitting here. So in my humble opinion, we've already got the top in, and you can see that this is definitely a corrective pattern here. So by it can, I've from if I look at this as the A wave here and the B wave here, and this is 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, a fourth wave here lifting, and then even just another little top here for a fifth wave for wave C. That's highly probable, possible, but it's also I've taken the longest route to get to this point. But like I've mentioned before, if this top comes out here, then I'm wrong, and you can look for tested support on this price point here and then trade up to this point. But I'm we're just in this sticky situation that if I call it long, it's only long in the sense that the only long thing it's got going for it is that it's sitting on this support here. But if this is breached here, then that's a sign of weakness, and then the 2470 area here, if that becomes the retested resistance, well, then that's below the 61.8% mark, and then it becomes bearish at that point, and you need to be short there. So it's been a bit of a long haul through here over the last few days of getting to this point. But look, let's just see how it unfolds from here. We don't have a trigger yet. That's the main thing. So I don't really have anything more to say about it than what we've got at the moment. So at this point, let's just, it's not like it's trending or anything, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's struggling. It's a sharp down, and then it's struggling to trend and to move up. But if it gets support on the 2480, then you need to be looking at the long side at that point. If the 2470 becomes the retested resistance, then that's the short side from there. Whatever you do in between is positioning yourself, so you might be able to see certain weaknesses, certain strengths in there as well. I also have to say this little move down through here, right? This counts as 5 waves down here if I go to the 20 tick chart here. So this move here is 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So then an A and a B and a C wave. So this can count as the move, as the next leg down through here. So and then this would count as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to here, with wave C sitting here. So there are different possibilities for that's just jumped out. For that, but I'll leave it at that for the time being. Alrighty, cheers.